Hello. Sorry, I didn't schedule this. I just decided on post call, and we'll do I'll finish this piece. Let me just turn on some light here. Sorry, it's a little bright. Okay, good. Now you can see my lines. Just gonna give it a second here. And I know people can watch this after, but I just wanted to finish this piece. I actually did it this morning when I woke up from a phone call on call, and I couldn't fall back asleep. I was like, let me do this because I prepped it yesterday. So you can see this is, let's see which stencil. This one is, oh yeah, not that one. Let me see. Oh, here, put it in my book. So it was this stencil, and actually I had done this based on some of my other stencils, so you'll see that tulip patterns in a lot of my stencils, and they have one in my motif that's this, so I just put them together and change the spacing and the orientation a little bit, so you could really, create that with just two stencils. But I took this, and this is actually really poorly symmetric. Is that a word? Symmetrical? I just threw it together. So last night when I was at the hospital, I fixed the file. So now it's better. So I'll have to redo it. But I took the same design. Let's see if you can see it. And I etched it on here. And I forgot to take a good video of me painting the base. But I painted the base and then I sanded it. And then you can see in certain lights, now that it's dry, you can see the line. So I think I'm just gonna work on trying to make that a little less noticeable. Here it actually looks kind of cool because it's like a line in the middle of the leaf, but I don't love how it looks here. I could probably put some Nuvo and cover that up or something, but I'm gonna work on the thickness and see. But for now, we're just gonna paint it just for fun to be here. I did a poll today just to see, and people seem interested in it. I still think there's more of a market for the stencils because this you can put on anything, whereas this is what it is. But for someone who's starting out and kind of wants the lines right on there, and then you don't have to worry about erasing them. We'll see. I think it might be, actually what I'm thinking about doing is for my daughter who's turning 6 next month to have a paint party with her friends, and she wants a cat party. So I was thinking I can cut or even just get a round piece of wood like this and then etch a cat design. I'll have to draw it and see. And then they can have a little strip of paint and paintbrushes. I think that'll be fun and very on brand for me. And her. She loves to paint. So, let's see. No one's commented yet, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just going to paint. So I'm using the number, or the 2/0, and this is super old. I promised myself I would open a new set, but they're down in the garage, so I'm being lazy. I just spent the morning in kindergarten, and we used a lot of Elmer's glue, so I feel like my hands smell like glue today. I was cleaning up after them. So by now you know if your brush doesn't do kind of the whole thing that you want, you can do multiple swipes. I've always felt like I had to get it in the first one, and there is something texturally satisfying about that, and it looks pretty neat. But now that I do a lot of botanical patterns. I think these multiple strokes actually give it like veins. So I kind of like that. Okay. And this is my unicorn rainbow, which I haven't released yet because I kind of want to do it as part of a class. And I have this dream to do a butterfly class. So I'm saving teaching this for that. And I've made it like 3 or 4 times now. And it always makes me happy. So I'm just going back and forth here. And I'm wondering if I load more paint, if it would hide or if it would still like kind of sink into those lines. I wondered if I'd have to do like a whole second layer, which is not ideal. So I'm going to try to play around with my settings and see if I can make a less deep score. So I want to make sure that you can still see it once you prep and sand the board, but that the paint doesn't like sink into the lines. I don't know if you can tell, but I can see it's pretty subtle, but I'm always going for more or trying to get it the most usable. So yeah, it's not as smooth when I get like stuck in those lines, but just kind of smoothing it out with my next stroke here. Oh, this would make a really cool sticker. This, so I think I'm gonna work on that next. Anyone who's ordered from me usually gets a sticker version of my art. I'm gonna try to be better about coming up with new designs. I really, if anyone prints their own stickers, let me know. I don't know, since I give them away, mostly I don't sell them. I'm just trying to find a more cost-effective way to still like share them and give them as gifts for anyone who orders. But it seems like a little bit of a process, and I think I might need a better printer, which of course it's like always another expense. But I already have like a Silhouette Cameo machine. It's like similar to a Cricut, and I use it for heat transfer vinyl all the time, making things for my kids and friends. But I was thinking maybe I can put it to use for stickers. Oh, I made my first set of stencils on it, and it was the worst. So it can cut really thin mylar, so 4 ml or 4 mil mylar. It cut out no problem, but it was pretty flimsy and it was clear, and I just found it a little bit hard to use. So I upgraded to like, I think 6.5 mil or 6 mil mylar, and my machine needed like, I don't know, sometimes 6 to 10 passes. So you can imagine like one sheet of stencils took like a really long time to cut, and it just wasn't sustainable. And it never would have done the 10 mil, which is what I use now. And someone on Etsy gave me feedback that it still felt thin. So I don't know if anyone uses my stencils. Please let me know if you think it's too thin. She was using it for sewing, like one of my big guide marks, so I'm sure her application was different. But I did look into 12.5 mil Mylar. I think I just have to order it special. So if I get that feedback more, maybe I'll look into it. But then I have to like redo all my settings and kind of have it dialed in with the 10 mil Mylar. So yeah, if anyone ordered my very first stencil, that was a labor of love. It was like a 6 mil Mylar, and it took me forever to cut. I mean, it still takes me a while to like cut just because I have to kind of set it up, and it's outside and all that, but it is way easier than doing it on my Cricut. Okay, let's do the curly cues. So we've got 4 curly cues to do. I'm just going to stick with the same brush. I'm using Glorious Gold from Deco Art. I'm just going to rest my wrist here. So I'm always like holding my breath and then just like praying that it works. So let's see. Sort of. Not as neat as my other ones that I did this morning. That one's better. Okay. Not perfect, but also I think my symmetry was off on this anyway, like I said, so. So for the curly cues, I just go slowly. So of course, if you watch my reels, it looks super fast. But I think it takes me like 8 seconds to do this. Well, not perfect, but pretty. Okay. Gold. Let's see. I'm going to do my inner petals here. So I can really tell it's totally off center here, but I'm just going to go with it. This is like up higher and this is down lower. Oh, it's just a rush job here. So I'm always like so amazed that people still like want to get them because they just take a lot of refining, and so I always feel like they're not perfect yet. I do love this color palette. So the one I used yesterday in my reel with like that darker rainbow, I don't know, it just wasn't a happy rainbow to me. Maybe if I didn't use it with the greens, it would be better. But this is a happy rainbow. So I just do the middle and then I do either side here. Kind of like coloring it in. I'll probably put a Nuvo or something in the middle. Okay, now we'll do our florals. And I numbered these, like, so I've got like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then I have like these 3, 16, 17, and 18. I like totally mixed that whole palette weird. And I think I have like 1 through 6, but there's like 2 extras in there too. So it's definitely not an organized palette. So if I teach it, I'll try to be more methodical. Just doing the inner petal of the tulip. I am kind of annoyed that I did an extra petal on my other one. So I didn't follow the pattern. I just was like, oh, there's some extra space. But I think it would have been fine. And I grabbed a green from a different palette. I don't know why. I was just playing around. Okay. I don't know if anyone's watching. Let's see. Okay. So now I just do a curve, and I really try to not touch my inner petal. Hopefully you can see that. And then I come down and fill in the rest of the petal. I do the inner part first. Coming down, trying not to touch that inner petal until I get to the bottom. And then it comes more straight down for like the rest of the petal. If that makes sense. We'll do it 4 more times here. So inner curve first, down and around. And there. So the reason I like gradient palettes is all your colors really go together in your palette. They all are cohesive. So like that green feels off because I picked it from a different palette. I don't know why I did that, but I did. It's kind of messy, but so a little tulip shape. So you could leave it like this when, you know, if you have one of my other stencils and you're trying to do these tulips. Tardy to the party, but you're here. I think you're the only one here, Yoli. It's like we're chatting. We were just chatting on the phone, and now we're chatting on YouTube. Okay, now I'm going to do my stupid extra petal. Just because I did it on the one. So now I have to do it on all of them. Now I have no guide. So I'm just going to make it up. You don't like sharing me anyway. I know. I always wish we lived closer. We'd get nothing done. These are kind of wonky petals, but okay, and last one. Here, and then we'll do the leaf. And then we'll be done. Yeah, I'm just being messy. I love these colors together. Thank you. I like them too. Okay, let me do the little gold kind of stem. I don't know why I did this with I did this with the blue tool, but let me just size up to the purple. Stupid to struggle. Okay. It's going to be a slightly different shape. Try not to touch the wet paint. So yeah, if you have my motif set, which has the 7 stencils, you can put them together to make this pattern pretty easily. I would do circular guide marks for that, so that way you can like line them up on the same guide mark. You wouldn't need many. You could probably get away with just a couple circular guide marks just to line up the stencils on the same line. Okay, we'll do the leaf. I do love the leaves. They're like my favorite shape. The petals and the leaves. I'm starting to like the scrolls. I was like getting a little nervous. They actually turn out better than I imagined in my head, I guess. So here, sometimes I go in the middle first, but here I'm gonna go out or inside of the leaf, outside of the leaf, and then the center. I kind of brought mine together a little bit on that first one, so we'll do that. Oh, the scrolls are your favorite, but your brush goes wild. I know, right? The swirly parts. So I've tried to do them with all the brushes. So I tried Tati's brushes. I tried Demi's like long brushes. And at first I could get it to work with the long brushes, but I really think these short bristle brushes that aren't as thick somehow do the trick better for me. So I would try out all the brushes and see. I liked the long liner brushes for like really long ones, because then you could get that tail all in one. But I felt like I couldn't reproduce the swirly part as easily. So we'll do inner and outer and middle. Okay. Good. That's a happy pattern. This style, you start with this stylus. It just takes so long. It definitely looks neater with this stylus. Okay, I'm all done. It's cute. I'm not 100% sold on my etching idea or my scoring idea, because you can still see the lines, but I'll see if I can tweak that a little bit. All right, have a happy day. Bye.